Hi, this is Sean Rivera from As Yet, and you are listening to and watching on all platforms Something for the Culture.
Thousand years if I pull this trigger, so he cold dash and ran around the block and ran around the block and ran around the block. So he cold dash and ran around the block and ran around the block and ran around the block. So he cold dash and ran around the block and ran around the block and ran around the block. So he cold dash and ran around the block and ran around the block and ran around the block. I come from a gang, making dope, slanging ratchet ass habitat, junkie smoking crack in the lake, bumping back cat. Everybody got sex, everybody check track, everybody strapped in the tech. We ain't having that. How the fuck you supposed to feel when you raise up on your head? And even all the crackers got a thirst that you shoot to kill. Peeling our babies, my touch me so 80s. A runner break the syndrome, but can nobody save me? African race me, America embrace me. Homicidal tendency about the mission slavery. Hanging me, training me to kill. That you're paying and paying. We exchange in the real. We gon' deal with you crackers, we gon' kill them all you cut. I'm a wheel on this military drilling at your top. So for real, all these skills come to build or be bought. Cause nigga, we don't give a fuck about that. How many niggas say they ride or they die, but they lie? And maybe even niggas do shells in the sky. The money got you high, so scared that you high. It's still on the field, you can tell that you lie. How many niggas say they ride or they die, but they lie? It's still on the field, you can tell that you lie. It's scared that you high, the money got you high. And maybe even niggas do shells in the sky. How many niggas say they ride? Back strapped up for combat, contact, no slacking, we react when we draw back. Calling that water wall, anarchy, never falling if we don't. Been the salt, big cheek, my fist rings, my hollow tips can keep the night lit. Tight lips and clips don't complete this righteous. Writing this, striking this system don't fall. Never cross the stand tall, a nigga off that wall. And I heard you call, my DNA is talking to see. My third eye be on my eye, she talking to me. I'm rocking this beat, she told me that the stop was so cheap. Just keep the head stand, the square, I'm stopping the street. I'm locking the key, she rockin' bring the chop to the street. My rockin' shotgun, shake at the yacht, but they flocking to me. I'm blocking the beat, intelligently chopping my heat. When you illiterate, some office to sleep. How many niggas say they ride all the time, but they lie? And they even if I do shells in the sky. The money got you high, so scared that you high. It's still on the field, you can tell that you lie. How many niggas say they ride all the time, but they lie? It's still on the field, you can tell that you lie. It's scared that you high, the money got you high. And they even if I do shells in the sky. How many niggas say they ride?
Having babies, kids killing kids, young niggas born to die before they can live. Freedom of speech, I believe in peaceful protest. And when the marching don't work, it's time to go Wild West. Revolutionary, it's time to misbehave. No more pacifying like Fred Douglass did the slave. There's always a Samuel Jackson, house nigga, and Django. But y'all don't wanna tangle with the truth. I spit nothing but real in the booth. The hands came home just to roost. Uncle Tom niggas that don't pay homage. Fuck Charles Barkley and his fucked up comments. But it's a double-edged sword. Cause niggas kill more niggas than the whole police force. It's always a root to the problem. Starts with us, we can't depend on
How many niggas say they ride all the time, but they lie? And they even if I do shells in the sky. The money got you high, so scared that you high. It's still on the field, you can tell that you lie. How many niggas say they ride all the time, but they lie? It's still on the field, you can tell that you lie. It's scared that you high, the money got you high. And they even if I do shells in the sky. How many niggas say they ride?
Wow.
That cocaine, doing this thing.
Listen here, we back.
West, cocaine in the house.
Special night. Something
Right.
for the culture. We here with the Put the Guns Down Behind the documentary special. And I'm going to let my bro do the introduction because he does them so well. Knowledge Born Alive. Welcome for another episode.
I am definitely glad to be here, Daddy J. Shout out to Something for the Culture. They always got something for the culture over here on Something for the Culture. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. And we got West Coast royalty, the epitome of the West Coast sound. I know y'all just heard my brother Rosette and legendary West Coast legend Cocaine over here. If you hear the sounds, if you think about Battle Cat, you think about DJ Quick, you think about N.W.A, you think about quintessential West Coast sound and West Coast influence in regards to style, sound, beats, rhymes, life. We got a cultural icon in the building. So it becomes an honor and privilege at this time to introduce some to others. West, OG, DJ, Chili Chill.
Yeah. What's good with y'all? What's good with y'all?
Good. We're good. How you feeling?
Yeah,
Right.
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good on this West Coast day.
No, that's right.
Enjoying the sunshine.
I know that's right.
California sunshine, right?
Right. Sitting over here on Manchester and Vermont, posted up, coming from one session, getting ready to go to another session and get it in.
Hmm.
Wow.
I
Happy to be
love.
on the show. How y'all feeling?
We good. We glad to be here. So
Okay. Hip
when
hop.
we saw you in the documentary, it was incumbent. Like we were striving to reach out to see, what this is, and it was great to see you from another modality. First, just to see you, just on the strength.
Right.
You don't know, you don't never know what's going on until you see somebody. But to see you after so many years of consistency, time, dedication, and effort, folks hear you, but they might walk past you and don't know, who you are. You know what I'm saying? They've been
Right. Right.
listening to you since the '80s. You see what I'm saying, and not know
Right.
that was you. So it's a great
Right.
opportunity. So for those who may not know, I'm borrowing Jazzy's question right here. For those who may not know you and your contributions to the studies of hip hop, 52 years. Uh, Give them a little bit of your resume, and then what was it about this particular project documentary that got you interested?
Well, me basically, Chili Chill from the original Lynch, really the only Chili Chill, the first Chili Chill. And that's a gang of people to use my name, but I'm the
Right.
original. So I'm the first, I'm the only. So, let's get that straight. Number one, from the West Coast, putting in the work. I mean, coming from the Lench Mob, tied to the N.W.A family tree with everybody else. You know what I'm saying? DJ for Yo-Yo, original DJ for Yo-Yo. Tied to all that, tied to the Dub C's. Rest
Mm-hmm.
in peace, DJ Crazy Tunes. Rest in peace, my group member Shorty from the Lynch Mob.
Mm-hmm.
Lynch Mob Roll Call, Ice Cube, Yo-Yo, Sir Jinx, Dazzy D, JD, T-Bone, like I said, rest in peace, Shorty, Cam, 3, KD, Dale, um, Kibo, Woody,
Mm-hmm.
man, all the homies, everybody from the mob, everybody really from the West Coast. Shout
Right.
out to all my East Coast loved ones, my South loved ones. You know what I'm saying? And just for producing all that, from America's Most Wanted to Kill at Wheels, the death certificates, the
Right.
yo-yos, the
Hmm.
Can't Play with My Yo-Yos,
Can't
to
play with my yo-yo.
Dub C in the Mass Circle.
Yes.
Too many people. Cool G Rap,
Yes.
man, it's,
Snoop, RBX.
Snoop, RBX. It's
Right.
no, I mean, when you do it, you remember, but you're really not tripping. You just
Right.
keep pushing. I don't really reflect on a lot of the old stuff I did. I just push on to everything. I do it, throw it in the vault,
Right.
appreciate it, push it, and just move on. And you just keep stacking and stacking and stacking. And as a producer, you want to do that anyway. You just want to
And your
keep knocking stuff out.
versatility. You're not in one box. I could say
Right.
West Coast, right? But your palette, not even just hip hop, like your versatility in music, period, is iconic and extensive. You know what I'm saying? Like we play cocaine. Cocaine, I think he in the Guinness Book of World Records for being the most
Man,
featured artist, period.
cocaine
Like
is dope,
period.
man. Cocaine is dope. Along with all them, man. Hutch,
Yeah.
all them, Sugar Free, Quick, all them, man. We got the Alcoholics, King
Yeah.
T, Too
Yeah.
Short, E40,
Hmm.
Cube, Second to None. Really, just all the homies, man. It's a lot of tight West Coast people that's like
Looney,
that
Sally
don't get
Cell,
yeah. Lonely's that
Marvelous,
Yuck Mouth,
C Nutty, Sibo, Killer Tank. Look, don't get me
Spice
started on the
One,
West Coast. I go nuts.
Spice One. Hey,
Yeah.
another cold producer was EA Ski. That's the homie.
Yeah, ski. Yeah.
You know
Mm.
what I'm saying? EA
Yeah.
Ski is like, so
Yeah.
it's like all of us are all clowning doing stuff, but we all from the West. Is like I be liking us to be more unified and group together more. But I guess we moving moving closer to doing that
Right.
and getting it together. But basically made me want to come a part of this and with to put the guns down. It's like, growing up in the hood, you look at all kind of stuff. Because I mean, I was born on South Central LA,
Hmm.
you know, and then moved later to Inglewood. So I know basically both. So the
Right.
LA and the Inglewood, so the west side and the east side,
Yeah.
basically.
Because I was just about to ask you, how do you feel that you fit in with this documentary based on what you went through in your personal life?
Well, from seeing all that growing up as a kid and looking at that, looking at uncles and cousins and homies and all that that's tied to all the gang stuff and doing their thing. And you looking at, just looking at how the police get down with them and how the homies get down with them, and so many people are dying, and just even just as far as gun violence is like at an all-time high. I mean, there's probably more guns in the world than cars and food and everything because they keep mass producing it. But it's like either someone is not accidentally getting killed by a gun, because really guns don't kill people. People kill people when you
Right.
think about it. But it's like either someone accidentally, a child finding a gun and, pulling it and either accidentally shooting themselves or accidentally shooting a loved one or something like that, or either somebody robbing somebody, somebody killing somebody, or we looking at police getting too happy with guns and just shooting on to pull the trigger to test their guns and killing innocent people. It's just all different types of stuff with the wars that they do, just everything. It's like we definitely need to definitely put the guns down. So I'm looking at that because there's too many people dying. The funeral was like it's ridiculous. So it's like it's all set up, and it's like people are falling for it. So if we don't talk to the youth and we don't get at them, and they're being used basically to lead the old, we're gonna be in trouble
Right.
because basically the elders dropped the ball on dealing with the youth, and it's like they just fell back and they looked at them. Some of them encouraged them to do the wrong things, and then you look at the years go past and they grow up and they start repeating the history that we've been around that we saw, which is not a good thing. It wasn't a good thing for us. And then later in life, we changed our lives, but they're still behind us. So they're still running, doing the things that's already been done, which is a
Mhm.
bad thing. So if we failed at that, we're supposed to get at them and let them know what's in store and what's ahead for them because we already been through that. So it's not enough of us doing that, reaching back to help the youth. And the people that are trying to do that, that's coming together, they're either separated, which they're divided, how they divided us as a tribe of people, and they win like that. Together, we win. Divided, we lose all the time. So it's like we have to do this together. So it just pushed me to do that. So when Big T Terry
Mhm.
came and he said that and brought that to my attention, I was like, well, you know what? That's something that's really needed. So it's like I'm down with that to
Let
push
me
forward.
ask you
We've been
this.
pushing forward to do this for years. So it's like now it's to the point is it's there. The rest of the documentaries are done. This is the first documentary that's out. So we need everyone to go out and support this documentary
Right.
today. Today, not tomorrow.
Right.
Today.
Not even today.
Support this
Yesterday.
day before. Hey,
Okay.
when it was released in May. When it was released in May, really. But it's like
Right.
you want to. This is something positive. It's not just about gangs. It's about dealing
Right.
with mental health. It's dealing with everything. So it's giving you a whole history lesson.
Right.
Narrated by Ice-T. Shout out to Ice-T. Shout out to the Rhyme Syndicate. Shout out to Henry G, Evil E, all the Rhyme Syndicate. Everybody is really down with this. Big T, Ice-T, Cordell Ward, of course, Terry,
Yep.
Swab, Churchill, Justified,
Yep. Red
Cocaine,
rum.
Spice One, Yuck Mouth. Everybody that's tied to this, that's in this documentary.
Yep.
Shouts and love to, man. We appreciate all y'all, and we all have to push this and move as a unit.
So let
Thank you
me
for
ask you
doing this.
this. What do you think? What responsibility does gun ownership put on an individual regarding like public safety?
Well, I mean, it starts with each individual person from the moment that you purchase a firearm.
Mm.
If you do it legitimately or you get it on the streets illegally. Either way, you have to be mindful, you have to be cautious, you have to be careful what you do. I mean, most people are getting it on the streets for protection from other people on the streets, which if we live in a community, what do we need protection for? And why do we have to walk around with a firearm? We have to do that. What's the purpose? You know, when I was a kid, I ran with it and every day and walked around with it. But then you start looking like, damn, okay, if I have to go to this place and carry a gun, I don't think maybe I don't need to be there. Because maybe that's a setup to either catch me get caught up by the police, or me get caught up having to actually use it. Or maybe that's bad luck or bad energy. So I just figure, well, hey, if you don't need it, sometimes what they say is better to be safe and not be caught without it. You know what I'm saying? Than to be caught with it. But either way, it's like damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like we have a big, all gun owners have a responsibility to watch how they get down with their guns, to keep it away from children, to not do senseless killing,
Mm-hmm.
just all of that. You just have to basically use your brain first before you react. And
So,
that all deals with mental illness because you never know what this person has endured in their life, where they at mentally, how they gonna get down.
so, um, dealing with self defense, because there's a lot of people that may argue, well, I have this in my home, or we need this in our community for self defense for the criminals, the gangbangers, all of that nature. With that being out in the air, and on the table for discussion, how often do you believe that a citizen actually prevented a crime with a gun?
Mm, I mean, there's times. There's times I can't say the percentage, but the percentage is probably small because
Hmm.
it's more firearms are more misused than used. So because it seems like society and the media focus on all the negative stuff, they don't look at the positive things and basically what guns were built for and what they was for. So people use it for other reasons other than what it's supposed to be used for. So each
So would
side is
you
coming
say
up with
there
an
was like
excuse.
drawback from that?
Right, because some people just feel okay, they don't want to fight, so they just gonna shoot. So say they lose a fight. So you figure a fight is a fight. You still can walk away to live another day. But if you kill somebody, they never can come back. So basically, they lost their life. And if you get caught, and it's a number of people that witnessed that murder,
Hmm.
now your life is ruined. So two lives are lost. I mean, if you get caught, you can never get if you get 25, 30 years, that's 25, 30 years out your life. And we live
Right.
in 2025. It's supposed to be 2025, but it's like now is not the time to be getting locked up
Very true.
for anything. Like I was telling you guys before, it's free to get in trouble and it costs money to get out of trouble. So
Hmm.
that's what comes to your brain for you to think, and everybody that's watching this right now to think, use their head, go out, watch the documentary, learn something. It's very informative information that's on there. It's not just about gangs, it's not just about violence. It breaks down everything, how the police brought the guns in, everything. You have community activists that's speaking upon that. You have mothers and fathers and uncles and cousins that's done lost their children to gun violence and mental health. So it ties in the two.
Very true. Bro, you had a question?
Well, I just wanted to add a little bit of context to the part about preventing crime. The original reason for the Second Amendment was for citizens, for their houses not to be bombarded by the military,
Right,
by occupying military force. They could just kick in your door and say, hey, we taking over your house.
right, right,
As you fast forward that to the places that we occupy, police can kick in your door, whether it's right or it's wrong. You see what I'm
right,
saying? Whether they're justified or they're not justified, whether they got a warrant or they don't got a warrant. All of these things are in that space. But if you have an environment where people are trained and they are safe, and everybody is on an equal playing field as far as that goes, there's a crime deterrent in those places. So I think we really kind of look at that a little bit more closely.
right,
You understand what I'm saying? So
right,
if you think
right.
about a place like Texas, right, for instance, constitutional carry, all those things, that those
Mm-hmm.
people running up on people, robbing people, and all that extra stuff is kind of low. You understand what I'm saying? You think about a place like New York and California, where guns ain't legal.
Right.
Where they
That's where
getting
you
the
see
guns
all the
from?
madness.
You understand what I'm
That's
saying?
yeah, that's where you
So
see all
we
the
got to
madness.
think about that whole type of situation in regards to that. Uh, the safety,
Right.
the other influences that are there.
Right.
The video games are promoting this, whether it's Call of Duty, whether it's Grand Theft Auto. People waiting for Grand Theft Auto for 6 for like 4 years now. They've been like, yo, GTA 6. You understand what I'm saying? So the
Right.
constant perpetual situations with like a snowfall and things like that, we're constantly in a loop where we have to remember our trauma and
Right.
not to a place where we could deal with reconciliation and not from a space where we're using these as teaching points. I don't mind seeing it if we got spaces where we're talking to people about it, where we're connecting with one another and having people understand, okay, like, look, I was here, I was in this life, this was in front of me. If we got more of the education in regards to gun safety, conflict resolution, de-escalation, those things right there, and moving these occupying forces out of our communities, and we could just basically deal with our own type of situation, I could understand that.
Right.
But to just say, all right, look, we need to take this off the table all the way, I think it's a little short sighted in regards to what ensues.
Right.
And my last little point before I ask the question, if you look at a place like the United Kingdom, right, the UK, they
Mm-hmm.
can't have no guns.
Right. They don't carry
So
guns.
what do they have in that place? They got knives. You know how close you got to be to somebody to kill somebody with a knife?
Mm-hmm.
And like visceral, and what kind of thing you got to have in your mind is a lot different. There's a
Right.
distance in the range with a gun. You got
Yeah,
to
it's a
be
lot
up close
different.
and personal, and those things happen very viciously. And these numbers aren't reported. So we look at our space and say, okay, but outside of America, except for a couple of places, everybody and their mama, from the youngest to the oldest, everybody got a gun.
Right.
Iraq, everybody got a gun. Afghanistan, everybody got a gun. You understand what I'm
Right.
saying? So it's like
Right.
we have to get into the realization of this is how the world works and our role in the world. We go playing world police and get into people affairs. That's another reason they got the guns for us too. You understand what I'm saying? So
Right.
we have to have a comprehensive understanding of what an occupying force is and what perpetuates that situation and more de-escalation training and care, and we got to see one another as humans
Right.
amongst us,
Right.
more so than anything. Before
Right.
somebody make a decision to pick up a weapon, they need to be able to engage their mind and their mouth and think about their freedom, because once you on the other side that cell door closed, it's a wrap.
Oh
Right.
You
yeah.
understand what I'm saying? So
Oh
if,
yeah.
if we
Yeah.
got more into the prevention and more into the de-escalation and the more into the humanizing
Right.
amongst us, I think it would solve things at a lot of levels. But we have to still deal with the reconciliation of the things that happen. You're trying to get
All
people
day,
who
every
sat
day.
together who they might have been family members at war with one another outside of gang, just house stuff, just family stuff. You understand what I'm saying? So all of these
Mm-hmm.
things become factors to where somebody makes a decision to take a life or erase a life or give up their freedom in that place. So we got to deal with some undercurrents in regards to our collective family from
Right.
that
Which
perspective.
which 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 I agree with that. I agree with that 100%.
So my question in regards to the media misrepresentation, right? They come in with the swoop and they like, oh, they saying gangs, and then you in LA, and then LA say that the police force, LAPD say we the largest gang. You understand what
Right.
I'm saying? So
Right.
like the reconciliation in regards to how that goes, you know, when you working with people, like what are some of the hidden histories that we don't know about these street tribes that don't get pushed out, because all that gets pushed out is the death and devastation, but not what the intents were and how they were met with.
Right. Well, they never gonna push how it was started. They're not gonna push that. They're gonna push all the negativity that comes from it. So really, when you think about it, when you think about the government, you think about the media. They're doing their job. We not
Mm-hmm.
doing ours by doing what we supposed to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like we're feeding into the plans and the situations that they basically dictated. So we're following under dictatorship. which we should not be, because everyone should be able to think for themselves at the end of the day. But people are led by what they visually see, and some people just jump on the bandwagon, and it's not enough people that do research, study, and look at stuff and think before they act. They just, because everybody else is doing it, they do. So they figure it's good enough for them, it's good enough for them, and that's what they feed off of. So it's like us as a community of people, we have to learn to pay attention, look at back history on where we failed, pick up from that point, and we have to push to start to bridge the gap to get better and connect with the youth so we can connect back with them, show them that they mean something. We just ain't shutting them down because they doing something stupid. Guide them in the right direction. Let them know that, that we're here to support at the same time, and it is time for change at the same time. But if you don't reach out and you don't do that, everything's going to stay, which how the government and how the media wants it to be, divided. So
Right.
when you have that division, that's bad. So you got the division that's the youth is separated from the middle class and the elders. That's bad. So you have all these groups and these divisions of people that's separated. So if nobody's communicating with each other, how are we gonna help and bridge the gap to be unified? So as long as they keep us divided, they win. We lose, regardless to what. And then you have to ask yourself, if you live on this earth, what are you gonna contribute to this earth, or to yourself, or to your family, or to whatever that is that you believe in, the higher power of people? What is it that you're gonna contribute? Are you gonna just live in this world and you ain't contribute nothing? So you're just gonna die just doing what someone else told you that was cool to do. So you're not gonna think for yourself. That makes no sense to me logically.
Yeah. So you mentioned mental health, and this mental health was also mentioned in the documentary, and it is a huge part on everybody involved, from the person
Right.
holding the gun, the person in front of the gun, the
Right.
family members that are involved on both sides of the
Right.
party.
Right.
So, with that being said, what specific mental health disorders do you personally think should warrant confiscating firearms or preventing them?
Man, you need to watch the. I mean, it's kind of hard to police the street, the guns that's on the street. That's kind of hard because they're dumping them. So you have them basically. You don't know who got a gun and who
Right,
doesn't have a gun. So how do you police that? That's a good question
right,
when you think about it, compared to the people that's selling the firearms.
right.
Now they're doing what they can do. I mean, what are the laws now? If you haven't bought a firearm within the last 2 years, you can't even buy a box of bullets. But most people on the streets are sending people in the place who have licenses to get the bullets and buy the firearms for people that would be felons.
So, do you think that some of the mental health screenings that they're kind of doing right now are effective enough to prevent gun violence, or do you think it should be a more in depth?
Not at all. Need to be more in depth, but it's like they don't really care as long as they sell you the product. The people that sell the guns, all they worried about is selling the guns and making money at the end of the day. They're really not tripping off what you gonna do with the gun. They really can care less. Some people. So it's like that's what they're in business for, to sell the gun. So you're not really gonna find too much them being too sympathetic from what's going on. And you see that's just like a person that smoke. Is it you looking at people die from cancer? Yeah, they're not making the people smoke, but the people are smoking on their own. But at the end of the day, they not stopping to sell tobacco, right? And people still
Right,
die. So same thing with the gun manufacturers. They're not stopping making and creating the guns. Once they put them in the shops to do all that, they're not stopping to sell the guns. So it's like, hey, they to blame, just like if they blaming the people, the citizens that's using it the wrong way, they're held. They should be held accountable at the same time. And most people say, okay, well, how's that? We didn't tell the person to go do this and do this. But at some point, if you're trying to make the person that pulled the trigger responsible and you want them to own up to theirs, ownership of responsibility has to start somewhere.
so what laws do you propose, in your personal opinion, of course? Do you think that would reduce gun violence in the streets? And we're not talking about the ones that are sold, but in the streets.
Well, for what we're doing right now with this documentary, it's gonna take all of us to come together to do that because it's like it's more guns illegally on the streets than it's in the stores. So it's like, how you gonna catch everybody? It's people bringing guns from all over, from different cities, and you can drive guns in. You can catch a train, and you can do all kinds of stuff. You can even mail guns to yourself. So it's like, how do you stop that? And you don't know who has the gun, so
Right.
it's gonna come to some type of point to where you're infringing on people's constitutional rights and their amendments to figure that out. Or each person in their community is gonna have to start policing their own community. That's what gangs were started for in the first place. To go against the police and go against the clan members and go against the government that was trying to go against them and mess up their communities.
So, do you think that gun control should be the responsibility of the state or the federal government?
Both. And the citizens. It should be everybody's responsibility. The government, the state, the people that buy it, the people that receive it on the streets illegally or legally. It's each individual person's responsibility. So everybody is held accountable. If it wasn't for them putting the guns in the streets, how would we get them? Illegally. How will we get them illegally?
Very true. Bro,
So it's like
you
at the end of the day, it starts with who? Who's to blame for this? Definitely not the people.
Right.
People had to get it from somewhere, buy it from somewhere. Who provided the guns?
Right.
That's who to blame.
Very true.
Yeah, they didn't tell you to go do this and do that, but they provided. That's just like when you see a person that may sell drugs to somebody and the person died from that, they didn't make the person do too much, but then
Right.
so if they hold them accountable, why you can't hold the manufacturers and the government and the state for bringing the guns in the community and allowing people to be able to receive them for all these years? They're looking at all this is going on
Right.
for years, and what's being done about it? Talk, 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 no action. But then they'll go round up these people and these people, but they don't want to talk about how they're paying people to do things and how they're paying people to, and they're paying people to commit crimes to keep their money going. They don't want to talk about that. But they want to make you think they really care and they want to stop the killing in the communities. And like, okay, it's up to the community to start to care about the communities and the people that live in those neighborhoods to start caring about the neighborhoods that they live in.
Right.
Because we can't expect them to clean up something that, we participated in.
Very true.
Even if you didn't voluntarily participate in yourself and you're just a person that's just witnessing something, it's still people somewhere on your street, somewhere in your neighborhood that got that's plugged into that's using it the wrong way. So eventually, we're going to have to start speaking up and speaking out. And the longer we take to do that, the longer we're going to have the problem.
Yeah.
So it starts with all of us in the community first, getting our stuff together. We can't worry about what nobody else is doing because it's not helping us.
Very true.
We still in we're in a worse situation than what we were, especially with the youth trying to reach. So that's why this documentary is very, very important and necessary. So I think the gun law should be stricter.
I agree.
But for everything, they need to put them through more stuff than what they're putting them through.
So what you saying that?
Then they need to watch and track where the guns are going. Who's
So what
getting
you
it?
saying that the laws should be more strict? Let me piggyback off that real quick. Do you think the states that have strict gun control laws already, do you think that they have less crime and less gun violence?
Mm-hmm. Hard to say. I mean, all the states need to be strict. Every last state. Like if you can't open carry here in California and New York, okay, but you open and carrying in any other state. So what do you think the people here in California or New York gonna do? They're gonna go buy their guns from the other states.
Yeah.
Or get their guns illegally from other states. Or get them illegally from people here. because they're cheaper in other states than the bigger states, than California and New York.
Right.
So that's normal. We done seen documentaries, we done seen movies about it. That's what you do.
Yep.
Because the laws are not real strict when you start getting to the South and all. You can get purchase firearms a little bit better and
Yeah,
get them
you
a little bit
can.
more easier. Here, they asking 50,000 questions.
You can literally go. I'm in North Carolina now, and you can literally go in Walmart and go get your firearm.
Right. So you figuring, imagine if you let the people from South Central LA, Compton, Watts, Gardena, Inglewood, and all that be able to get access to something like that. Man, they're gonna kill each other.
And the age is 18 at that. You all you have to be is 18 with an ID,
Right.
and you go right in Walmart and go get you one.
But that's how it was before the nine deuce, before the 1992 riots. That's what
Hmm.
they was doing at the Western Surplus off of Western. You can walk in as long as you 18. They was buying AKs. That was in like 88 and 89, 87. You're looking at kids 18 years old. Sometimes they really wasn't checking the IDs as long as they came in there with the money.
Right.
And then they start getting cracked and they have to, okay, at least got to be 18 to do this. And you looking at just going there and buy an AK and they walking down the street with an AK.
Right.
Wow. Okay, then they banned it. But it's like, okay, you banned it here and in New York, but you still got it in the South. So it's like, what is that doing? You not taking action everywhere. You picking and choosing what you want to do, when you want to do it, how you want to do it. But then people complain about why they have the situations and why we dealing and seeing the stuff that we seeing.
Right.
Because they're picking and choosing when they want to do stuff, how they want to do stuff, the way they want to do stuff, and they're putting other stuff before other stuff. And that's why we looking at witnessing everything we see that's in the world right now. All this is orchestrated. So it starts with up top.
Hmm.
Comes from them, but just because they're raining down and putting laws and allowing something, we still, as individual people, we still have to be able to think for ourselves and do our own research and know the difference, know the laws and know all of that, and just try to handle it the best way we can and stay out the way if you have to. Now, if it comes to life or death and you do whatever and that's what it comes to, then hey, that's what it comes to. But if not, what they would like us to do is nobody has any firearms and the only person have it is the police or the government. Now, you know that's not going to be fair.
Right.
Who wants to do that? So it's like, okay, if you want us to get rid of our guns and everybody else get rid of their guns and do all of that, okay, y'all get rid of y'all's. And have everybody get rid of theirs and go back to what it's supposed to be with fighting or billy clubs or anything like that. But now they don't
See,
want to do
I was just going to ask you that because with law enforcement and the shootings coming from law enforcement have
right,
been on the rise,
right.
what is the alternative to that? If we're asking for all the guns to be banned, what is the alternative for law enforcement to use then?
Hey, they need to take their guns away when they misuse. So the same thing that's for the citizens need to be for them. Because remember, a police officer is just one step up from a security guard.
Right.
That's it, because they're not federalized. So they're paid by the state. Through the government, rather.
Right.
So it's like, what can you say? So really, they're over exercising their rights and trying to put themselves over someone else when it's like, hey, y'all got to go to the movies. Y'all got to go to the store. Y'all got to do all of that just like everybody else. So while you're doing that, you don't think that there's other people that do the same thing that you would do? You don't think there's other people that have the same mindset you have to do dirty stuff? Then you have to start looking at it. What you do to other people can be done to you, and it does come back full circle. It may not come the way you think it's going to come, but it's going to come back regardless.
That's right. Bro, you had something?
Yeah. y'all know I love this discussion. I do. Because it's interesting. The corporations, they fund the politics. The corporations fund the politics. So the politician, in regards to those who enact the laws or turn the bill into a law or sign, law policy into law, right?
Right.
They're paid by their constituents. Their constituents it's not the same people who vote for them.
Right.
It's their political election committees and all of the super PACs where they get all of the money from. So their money, they have to go raise money. They're not coming to us to raise money. They come to us to play the game, the voting game. The
Right.
money game is people who have their interests. So they got
Right.
lobbyists. They have all of these other people that's involved in this process. So if you're talking about stricter gun laws, they affect the bottom line of those corporate structures who have this money into play. So they're like, no. They're like, no, that's not happening. So the real people who are affected by the guns are never in the same vicinity or space with those who fund those people who put the laws into policy, right? So
Right.
even
Ready?
if you
Because they're
go
gonna
back
make
to the
sure of that.
92 riots you was talking about, that was localized in the neighborhood. It wasn't in a place where the real frustration, even where the police lived. You
Right.
understand what I'm saying? Like they're not even allowed in those neighborhoods, and those police that live in those neighborhoods ain't allowed to police in those other neighborhoods either. You
Right.
understand what I'm saying? So like this top down approach that we got, there's a bunch of little nuances that exist in regards to this whole thing. So when they show a shooting victim or somebody who's committing a crime, they don't show a white male, right? Even with the
Right.
mass shootings, they humanize them. 84% of mass shootings that happened between 1982 and 2025 is white males. They don't criminalize white men. They don't even have a place. They even changed it. The Grand Theft Auto originally was a white dude,
Right.
and then they changed it from a white dude to a black dude because when you see each other, we don't see each other as human beings. We see each other as opposition. So it's on sight when we see it. We
Right.
don't have these weapon systems for anybody other than ourselves. So this fratricidal, genocidal space that we operate in begins with how we see ourselves in that regard.
Right. And
So if
that's
we
from
see
us.
ourselves is enemies to one another, we're going to treat it like that. You understand what I'm saying? So now, when you bring up policing agencies, you look at the LAPD, Chicago PD, NYPD, they're training, and they're training the targets that they shoot at on the range. And if anybody been to the range, I challenge you to look at the silhouettes. What color are they?
Right.
So you're desensitized, but you're also trained in a way to look at black as a threat,
Right.
to black as a target, black as something for you to eliminate. So you even
Right.
have to look at that from that perspective. You understand what I'm saying?
Of
So if
course.
you don't look at those things, and for you to effectively hit your target, it's in the black. You understand what I'm saying? The white, no, you outside of the range of your target. The
Right.
inside of your target is just like you. So you localize in your mind. You socialize in that way in your community. The people who bothering you, the people who trying to take your sneakers, the people who joking on you, they all look like you. So once you get this grand equalizer in your hand, you want to inflict that violence on those who inflicted that violence on you. So
Right.
you look at Columbine, you look at all of them other places where these mass shootings happen. It's the same sort of psychosis, but the difference was they didn't give it the attention in a way where it looks merciless. So where you see a white person, you don't think about threat. You think the opposite. You think innocent. But
Right.
when you see black, automatically. So if you got a community that's built like that, a policing force that's like that, you got lawyers and judges that look like that. Everybody who see black, they train to see black from a confrontational standpoint,
Right. They
like
program us.
man, black women, black children. You understand what
Right.
I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
but that's their mission. They doing what they supposed to be doing. We
yeah,
not doing what we supposed to be doing. So they doing all they can do to conquer and to continue to rule. And hey, they being successful in doing it. I mean, we waking up now. A lot of us are waking up, but it's not enough of us. Just like they got it set up in different classifications, as in red, blue, and yellow. Same thing with immediate threats to like the government. If you're doing the wars, the red or the immediate threat to the government. Just like if they ever pass martial law, which inflicts in the Patriot Act 2, which federalizes all police officers, kills all the Constitution, kills the amendments once they do that. Then they got Operation Nutcracker, which was passed May 13th, 2005, which charges all gang members as terrorists,
Right.
so they can eliminate you that way. So they're doing what they're supposed to be doing and passing all these laws to do that. But once they get that, the people that's put in the red are immediate threats to the government, people that warn people and talk about the government. Then you got blue. Those are the people that basically put people up on game and teach people about knowledge as far as self-awareness and the government and what's been happening to them. Then you have the yellow category. Those are the people that either don't want to hear about it, too scared to hear about it, or just unaware. It's more of them than it is red and blue. So the red people, once martial law is passed, 2 weeks after martial law is passed, government gonna go after all of them in the military. Blue, 6 weeks after martial law is passed, they're gonna go after all them people. Then the yellow, they're gonna look to see how they can continue to keep brainwashing them and keep having dictatorship over them. So this is what they're planning to do. So all the stuff you see with the wars and all that's orchestrated. So everything is orchestrated and infiltrated. So you figure you have that, you got to blame that on your government. And it comes down to the people in the community. So it's like you don't have to do what's structured. So you should ask questions. Remember, they don't want you to ask questions. They don't want you to do no research. They don't want you to know anything. They're going to hide everything from you. But everything is being leaked out now to where we got the internet. Before we didn't have the internet. Now we got the internet. You can look up anything you have to look up. But most people have gotten used to being lazy.
Yep.
So they don't like to read. They don't like to study. They'd rather have somebody tell them something. And if you're trying to tell them something, it just because they never heard of it, they don't believe it. Because they never heard of it, or they never saw it. So I mean, that's crazy philosophy, and that's like that program. So we have to like deprogram ourselves to be able to win this and be able to survive through this. And you have to ask yourself them questions, and you have to do research. Without doing that, how you gonna know anything? If you don't know nothing about the past, how you gonna be able to make it in the future? I mean, you just winging it. You don't know what you're gonna do, but you can make life a little bit more easier if you have some form of knowledge and you pay attention. It's harder if you don't, because then it's like you walking deaf, dumb, and blind, which they want you to be. That's how they win. That's how they conquer us. So it's like from whips to bitty clubs, as long as they're in your brain, they got you psychologically. So they already planted what they need to plant, what they put on TV, what they put in movies, what they put in magazines, what they report on. So if that's all you're looking at and you don't have enough sense to think outside of that, then you're in trouble. And that's why we're seeing what we're seeing from society.
So with this after the completion of this first installment of the documentary,
Right.
well, it's a two-part question. The first part of the question is, did you go back and actually review once this first installment was completed?
You talking about the documentary?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we supposed to come back and bounce around next month.
Okay.
In September and see what the numbers is at. That's why we're trying to push this to get the numbers up,
Right.
up, where enough people, all the people that's in the film need to view this.
So after you view the completion of the first installment, what was your takeaway points from the first installment for you personally?
We haven't saw that yet until September. So
we're
August right now. So we're not gonna know that until September next year. Well, what is it? How many weeks left in this month? Till we get to that point. So that's when we'll find out where we at with it. And then that determines the rest of the episodes at the same time and the soundtracks to go along with it.
Okay. Fair enough.
So we pushing for all that. So it's like, if we can't get past this, how you gonna get to the other ones?
Right.
That's what I'm saying. So like when it's stuff that really need to be seen, like people support the wrong, they look at the wrong stuff. They'll look at a bunch of BS before they look at something real. But then complaining though.
Absolutely.
Like, what's the point of you complaining? You don't want it. You don't want to hear nothing real. You don't want to see nothing real. You don't want to see the answers to nothing. If you feel you know everything, then what's the point? Then why are you complaining? If you know everything, You know all the answers, so that means you know what to do.
So take us through your journey of even creating this documentary and working with everybody. Like, what did you learn while you were partaking in this documentary?
Okay, well, I didn't create it. Terry C. Courtney created it, and
Well, not you personally created it. I mean, like
my
your part
contributors
in.
to it. Well, I wanted them to go around to all the neighborhoods and film all the gang members and all the reputable gang members, and that's what they did. And I, basically want to push that out because you figuring, okay, if you're looking at certain kids from certain neighborhoods that's claiming certain gangs, if you're looking at the reputable people who they look up to, maybe that's a little bit more easier for them to reach them. So you're getting that. And if you're going in the community and the other different people that have nonprofits that's going on, and you link them together, like Justified with the Fathers in Hip Hop, he's been pushing that for years,
Mm-hmm.
and he's been smashing doing that. It's not a lot of people doing that. He's going hard with doing it, but he needs help at the same time. So this
Right.
helps everybody with everybody coming together as one to support each other. Just like we're gonna go around to all the high schools, all the colleges to speak to the kids about gun violence and mental awareness,
Awesome.
and to push this film and all the other films that's coming behind this.
Right.
So that's what I was thinking, and that's what made me happy and want to be a part of it because it's something that's good. I was already doing stuff with my homeboy Wiz, rest in peace, and Knee High from the Five Footers. Wiz from Raymond, he was pushing. He had his nonprofit organization, and he was pushing, doing all the stuff in the community, actually giving stuff for the kids, actually putting stuff in the community, actually caring, actually getting the parts connected to the LAPD, connected to the fire department, connected to HBO, pushing and doing the softball league and doing that, trying to get all the reputables to come together to do this and throw stuff for the children in the community. But then something happened and he got killed off.
So
He was getting death threats and all of that stuff because a lot of people didn't want to see that. I know we tried to take the softball stuff to Long Beach. They gave us the money back and said we don't want that here. So basically, saying they want the killing. This is them saying that. So it's like you're just looking at it like, okay, that make you want to push even harder because you're seeing them renege on it and do it. So it's like they're smiling like they want to do it, but then they really don't. The higher ups really don't. That's just like you got good cops, you got bad cops.
right.
You know what I'm saying? But you start off, it was orchestrated as something bad, but then you have to put something good in so they can't see the bad. That's like with every organization that you look at, from football to government to on down the line. You got the bad people surrounded around the good people, so you can't see the bad people just like that. So that's just how it is with any organization. All the pecking orders are really the same. How the government is, how the military is, how the police department is set up, how even churches and all that, all a pecking order. All set up the same way.
So what do you say to the naysayers? Because our people tend to sometimes, when we're discussing things of this nature, any type of positivity against something that is going to be better for us in the long run, and they say, "Okay, I viewed the documentary. What is that going to help with gun control?" What do you say to that?
It's going to inform you more of what you're not informed about. If you already know about it, encourage others to watch it who have no clue or who don't get it or who hasn't understood it. That's how the documentary is going to help. You figuring, what are they doing? What are you doing about it? Not you or you, but who's ever viewing this who would have that question to ask. Right. What are you doing about it? You putting documentaries together? Are you going in the community to stop stuff? Are you going to stop gang truce and be mediators to stop this side from killing this side? If you're not doing none of that, all you're doing is doing this. Are you giving money to stop it? If you're not, all you're doing is doing this. So we don't need to hear from you. We need to hear from the people that have a problem with it and really want it to cease. That's who we need to be hearing from. And the people that's in the communities living through this, going through this, and feel like they're prisoners in their own communities. Have to look out when they go into the ATM. Have to look out when they going from the store. Have to, if you going down the street, standing on the corner, you look at you know what I'm saying? You look at.
And you have to let your baby stay outside peacefully, stuff of that nature.
Right. You want to put the guns down, but how do you put the guns down when there's people that don't want to put the guns down?
Right.
So, damn you damned if you do, damned if you don't. But if you walk around with a gun and you're trying to push something that's positive to do whatever, and they look, oh, you carrying a gun and you're pushing, put the guns down. It's like, okay, what are you supposed to do?
Knowledge, you got something?
I think one of the aspects again that y'all are talking about the mental health piece. We're already with the stigmas. I think that's a very, very, very root versus causality type of situation because we could look at the effects. We don't ever look at the cause, and then if we look at the cause, we don't look at the root. So
Right,
the cause might be just another effect. You see what I'm
right,
saying? So working with some therapists, working with some people uh, who, who are from our community that
right,
understand our needs that come from our families versus just we just got some folks coming in because everybody come in to spy and to take and to leave. You
right,
understand what I'm saying? So
right, right,
working with some folks that are like peer to peer counselors and showing the youth another path in regards to that too, like recovery. You see what I'm saying? There are things that
right,
children do amongst each other that we not even privy to. So there's situations where children can get other children together quicker than we ever could
Right.
right.
because they're on that peer level. So we should have some early childhood intervention spaces where we're teaching peer mediator type of situations to intervene in instances versus a perpetual cycle like the tough love stuff we be talking about and then all of
Mm-hmm.
that we just have them ragging on each other and joking on each other and all this other extra stuff to where these are other causes
Right,
that lead to situations where bullying is happening, cyberbullying, all of these instances. Like we grew up, we were just with whatever. You understand what I'm saying? They're different,
mm-hmm.
so they need something customizable so they don't perpetuate the same cycles. Not only are they taking lives of people, they're taking their own lives behind cyberbullying and stalking and things like that. So early
Right.
intervention in regards to mediation at some of the lower levels, I think is something that should be included as well.
But that's why I was saying you have to reach back to grab the youth. That's why I
Right.
made that statement and said that if
Right.
you don't do that and you're not dealing with the people that's in the community, then how are you helping? So if you're not willing to do that, it starts within the people in the community. We understand where everything is coming from. So when you identify with that, okay, what are you gonna do about it? So we know what the laws are. We know what the situation is. We know what we have to deal with. We know what our oppressors are coming with. What are we gonna do about that?
Right.
So it's like whenever you see somebody is moving something positive, this person to do this, and then this person, well, I got mine cracking over here, and this is what I got over here, and then another person, well, I got this to do this, and just like what you said, a person to go in there, they infiltrate, they carbon copy, look at what you got. If they got a bigger platform or more money to push theirs and do whatever, that's what they're doing. So they're looking at it as a competition instead of binding together to help each other. So it's just like we doing this, we need y'all help at the same time, and we all need to keep doing it, and it doesn't need to stop. So anybody that has podcasts in North Carolina needs to be and feels the same way. All needs to be grouping together. Anybody that's in the South, same thing. All grouping together, and we need to go state to state to state to state immediately now and start all connecting with each other global. And
Right.
then we take it and start going out the country with it. Then more people to start paying attention. But if we doing what we doing and everyone's in competition, that's slowing it down because everybody's divided. How are we gonna win being divided?
Very true.
One person can't do everything when it took multiple people to create a situation to make it popular or make it a success. One person didn't do nothing by themselves. They had help with people,
Right.
from people. So until we pay attention and get that, we're gonna be where we at with it.
No, that's right.
So we definitely got to connect with the youth and bridge that gap because the youth is the target from our oppressors and from the government, and that's what they're doing.
I agree.
So
Well,
it's- If we don't jump on that, man, we're gonna lose. And all this will be for nothing, but us doing the stuff we doing. So it's like if you can jump up and look at Love and Hip Hop,
Right.
or look at the Atlanta Housewives, you can look at something that's gonna teach you something that's going on in your communities right now that you seeing around you. So it's not like it's a waste. If you can go see this movie Sinners and do this, you can watch this and learn something. What'd you learn from Sinners?
So,
Besides all the hidden messages that they had in there.
right. Same concept, just
Come
a
on,
different
man.
topic.
Deals with this is what's planet. So that's real big with mental illness and mental health. Thinking. And most people don't like to think. They want stuff to think for them.
There
Just
you
like
go.
between the kids when we was little, we went out and played and did the stuff we do, built all kind of stuff. Kids now, they don't do nothing. Play video games. They want everything easy.
Yeah.
They don't know what it's like to have to work for nothing. Some do, but a lot don't.
Right.
And then most kids are having kids, so they're not very good parents. And if they don't have a good upbringing or a good background with
You
that,
passing it,
so
passing
you
it right
are
on
just
down.
doing is recycling, and it's not it's just doing this. And
Right.
years is getting past, and motherfuckers, the next thing you know, motherfucker look up, say, "Oh, now, what have you done with your life? What do you contribute to your life and for your family and for your loved ones and for your tribe of people and just all of that? What have you done? You looked up and they ain't done nothing but just wasted time all their lives. And now they in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, ain't done nothing, ain't contribute to society, ain't contribute to their own benefits or their family's benefits.
Very true.
What? So it's that's why this is so important. I mean, it got to start somewhere, and then all the people that's doing gun violence stuff all need to group together. That's basically like I said. Everybody needs to group with everybody, and we move as one unit. We win because, say for instance, you guys doing something, and they shut y'all down. If we backing y'all, it's still out. And then it's enough of them to get on them to do that and keep y'all name alive.
Right.
But if you don't have nobody supporting anybody, what do you what you expect gonna come out of it? Nothing.
Exactly.
The same thing that we've been looking at repeat that people keep complaining about. And people been complaining about gangs forever.
Right.
Not knowing that gangs are orchestrated by the police department or by the government. The government gives them money to orchestrate and keep stuff going. If you get rid of crime, you get rid of all that, then the police don't have no jobs because they
Hello.
know that. So it's like, come on now, man. We know this. So if you know this, just like they say, if you knew better, you do better. People are knowing better, but they still not doing better.
Okay.
But they want you to look at them and pay attention to them if they become a victim of something. But it's like, okay, when you wasn't a victim of something, you wasn't caring. But now all of a sudden you care because it affected you, huh? So now you care. But you wasn't tripping off of it before. That's the problem.
Well, I want to personally thank you for taking the time out to sit down with us and giving your personal perspective into behind the scenes of this documentary and what we are looking forward to seeing with the next installments after that. I'm gonna let you say some final words to the fans and our viewers regarding this documentary.
All right, well, I mean, I appreciate you guys, both of you guys, for allowing me to come on your platform and on your show to even just share, you know, what I feel and what I think. So that's very appreciated to all you guys fans and minds too that's tuning in. I appreciate all y'all. I love all y'all, and we need all y'all's help. Not only just pushing this documentary, but pushing just the movement. Period. So it's not only just to watch this documentary; it's to push the movement. Period. It's not about just watching the film; it's getting the information out of the film that helps you to help your community and everybody else. No matter what community that you're in, we need to pass this on like a virus. Same thing like they hitting us with viruses that they making up. We need to attack that and get the mental brain our spirit, our heart, all that back. So it starts off with that, with the higher creator, with the most high, tapping into all of that. So that's a task in itself. But
Wonderful.
appreciate y'all for having me on here. Much love. Hey,
Yes.
go watch that documentary, man, and respect
Yes. Make
y'all.
sure y'all go watch it. Please, I promise you will not be disappointed. It's very, very insightful. I can't say how important it is to not just to our culture, and I don't want to just leave it to it's a African American thing. It's not.
It's
This
a
is a
global. It's a
world
global thing with all
global
races.
thing.
Yeah, world epidemic. So it's like it's to spread it out. Because remember, we the trendsetters in this country. So what they see us do, they imitate.
Hello.
So it's like we held responsible. Also, at some point, we if we partook at any time, we're held responsible for that. So it's like, for the music and the music industry, street industry, just all of that stuff, we didn't partake. So it's our responsibility to step up and make stuff safe for our grandchildren and their children on down the line. If not, then we gonna disappear, and the same problem. It's just gonna get worse and worse and worse. And if we don't police our own community, we don't come together to do whatever, then we're under the scrutiny of them doing it.
Right.
If they send the military in, man, they got heat-seeking bullets. They got stuff to see through walls. They
Yep.
got all kind of stuff. So they like, man, it ain't no joke. They ready and prepared. So people may be thinking they in the streets and they got guns and they got that and they prepared. They're not prepared for the government. They can drop small little things and kill
And
off
be done.
communities of people and poison everybody. They cut off what? Just say this: they can trap you in your city, cut off the water supply, the food, the electricity, all that. What you gonna do? That mean your
Hmm.
cell phones ain't gonna work. They done been proving it to you, testing out everything.
They did it with 9/11, but that's a whole nother
They did
story.
it with everything, not just 9/11. All that stuff when they flooded Louisiana and all that stuff.
Yep. Katrina.
All that stuff they've been planning to see how do people, how would they react in some type of NASA, so then they'll know how to get down. So when they come with that, so they're gonna come with the false flags, everything, to make their point and get what they need, and they're pushing for a new world order.
Yep.
And then from the new world order comes a global world order. Already all the presidents are tied to each other. All the governments are all linked to each other, regardless of what you see. Democrats, Republicans, same thing when the cameras go off. They all down with each other. But they're making us think they're against each other and they all fighting for this cause and that cause. That's why you never see nothing change. Why is it
Uh,
still people homeless?
right.
Why you still see violence? Why do you still see police with regards to what event takes place, you still see cops killing people unjustified
Yep.
and hiding behind their badge and their corporation.
Right.
It's going to continue to happen until we do something about it. It starts with you, me, everybody. So if we don't get up and do this and we just pass it to it and ain't really tripping, we're going to pay for the price later down the line, or our children's children are going to pay for the price, and we're not here anymore. So we need to stand up now. The time is now. So put the guns down. We're not against guns. We're against gun violence unnecessarily.
That's right. Well, again, I want to thank you. I mean, I can't thank you enough for stopping by and giving your perspective. Um, this has been a wonderful conversation we have had with you tonight, and I can't wait for the next installments behind that. And
Right.
you have something for the culture behind backing y'all. I can speak for Knowledge as well with Do the Knowledge Radio, his platform as well. He is as well backing you guys as well.
Well, hey, we got anything you need from us or from me. I got y'all. Anybody that's keyed in and viewing this right now, because we
Yep.
all need to bond together. We all need to band together. We all need to push this movement. Period. Not just put the guns down, but the whole movement
Right.
of us being the togetherness is what we need. That's what we're lacking. That's what we're missing.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they're able to get over
Yep.
and conquer us,
All the
because
time.
we're not together. So
All
we
the time.
definitely need to push that. If we do that, then we can end everything.
We
They're
are an
fighting not to.
unstoppable force. They don't realize how unstoppable we are when we
Right, just like
stand.
Public Enemy and Chuck D. Them, it takes a nation of millions to hold this back, but it takes a
Hmm.
nation of millions to come together also. So we got to start that. Everybody
Right.
has a problem with that. All needs to group. It's nothing wrong with having your own separate LLC, having your own separate situation, but you still gonna need help.
Right.
You still have to have somebody help you fill out that paper, and then you got to figure when you fill in the paperwork out, who's governing that? Governing that? Who you turn that into? The government, right? So the same people that's telling you this, which would be your oppressors, that's telling you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't. That's who you filling out your paperwork for to go to. But we are the people that's sitting here in the community. We the people that's having to live this, do that, not them. They just make the rules and figuring this, never going to your community, never looking at how people living, none of that. So are we gonna sit there and let them dictate how we should get out, how they think we should get out, or we who are living this gonna dictate how we should live and how we should get out? I say it should be us, not them.
Yeah. Knowledge. Do you have any profound words to leave us off with?
Hey man.
OG DJ Chill hit us with all of them. You understand
Okay,
what I'm saying? Like,
didn't he?
he hit us with all of them. You know.
Listen, he kicked off this "Put the Guns Down" special.
Yeah.
He kicked it off right.
Man,
Yeah, and we need more of that. We need more of the centers for the for the OGs to link with the ones who's in training to be next. So because everybody's changing ages, time ain't waiting for nobody. So we got to pass down situations, where we're sharing information and all this because we might think that those books are closed and all of those things. So if we say our elders dropped the ball, we can't drop it too. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Some people had to do what they had to do. We got to do what we got to do. You know what I mean? So
I mean, even to the people
and I love this side right here because this is the side that we was raised up on. We was raised up on street knowledge. You understand what I'm saying? We was raised up on street knowledge. The institution's only going to give you so much, because their children are in competition with our children. So if we don't have our own situations where we're dealing with the immediate needs, there's a difference between education and training. Training is what you receive outside. Education is what you receive at home. You see what I'm saying? So education, like charity, like the Bible says, charity begins at home, education begins at home. So you got to training environments to bring those skill sets back to your community. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, thank you for lacing us up, man, and taking time out of your schedule, to come build. I know you got to go to another session, from session to session, and you still making them hits and them slaps out here.
Got to. I can't stop. We putting together like a little soundtrack right now for the Put the Guns Down. We got all that, and I like to say to the youth, come on, man, the elder, we love y'all. I know I love y'all.
Yeah.
And everybody else, all the other people before me that's all tied to this documentary. We love y'all too. We put this documentary together for y'all to check out, and for the people that's unaware to check out and learn from and teach. So just like they say, reach one, teach one.
Okay.
That's what we're fighting to do. Reach one and teach one. And you can pass that on to do that. So this is something that should be shown in high schools, in colleges, all of that.
I agree.
So
junior high, elementary school,
right?
All of
that. It needs to be. And come on, man, we really desperate and need that. We need that in our communities because we at an all time we at a spiritual war, and we losing this. So we need to, we need that unity from everybody that feels the same way. We all need to gather and come together. You don't got to leave your organization or your situation or your company that you're doing, but just think that you're tapping in, that you got other allies that got your back, that's pushing for the same movement and for the same thing that you're pushing for.
Right.
And that's for us to cease with the nonsense and the BS. We shouldn't have to have the police or the government involved in our communities. We're supposed to have that.
Right.
What do we have political leaders for? What do we have that put together for if it's not being utilized? That means if they not, it's time to move other people in that's going to make it happen. But don't keep counting on that some of us are just gonna have to jump on in
Right.
because it's beyond. It's ridiculous, and it's not a good name. It's not a good look. It's not cool at all. It's nothing good about it. Nothing at all. All we doing is wiping each other out.
Very true.
Doesn't make any sense, and that's somebody's mother, daughter, sister, brother, cousin, loved one, friend. Just doesn't make any sense, man. Every day someone is getting killed,
Yep.
or someone is either tired of living in a world that they feel they don't care about, and they're committing suicide, or they being bullied, just like what y'all talked about earlier. So it's just
Mm-hmm.
people that's not happy. They're battling with all kind of different stuff. So mental illness is real. It is real. Not everybody is strong enough to be able to just spark and be able to talk like like us.
Right.
Some people are lost. Some people are hurt by things. Some people are blocking certain things to be able to get to them to utilize their head and utilize their thinking. So it's like, man, we need to basically do that. We all need to group together and make this happen and click up with everybody that's willing to do the same thing and just watch the people who's trying to infiltrate. That's going to be a job in itself. Because anything you're trying to do good, they finna try to inject something bad into it to mess it up or control it. So if they can't pay you off, they can't buy you off, they can't scare you off, they're either going to try to kill you off or shut you down. And that's what it's been since the beginning of time before we was born. So we're seeing this, we witnessed this. So it's like, okay, well, are we going to keep repeating the same cycle or are we going to change it?
Right.
What are we waiting for somebody else to do that for when we can do it ourselves? Just like if it's kids having kids or you're a parent and you're a young parent, you having that, the parenting starts in the house, at home. Not at school. School shouldn't have to parent your child.
Right.
Someone else, the babysitter, shouldn't have to parent your child. That's your job. You laid down and had it.
Right.
He or she. So it's like, it's not the child's fault. They're born into a world that they didn't ask to come into.
Right.
So we have to come down and think about that. But I appreciate y'all.
Yes.
And everybody that tuned in, love all y'all and appreciate all y'all.
Yes.
And,
We'll have to have you back.
Oh yeah, I'll keep coming back.
And this is just the first installment of Behind the Gun. Behind Put the Guns Down special. This is the first segment of the special. There will be more behind the scenes interviews as the new installments come out. So y'all look around for that. We got a few more interviews coming up for this first installment. So y'all look out for that. Knowledge Born, you got anything to say before we get out of here?
It's been an amazing broadcast. I told you something for the culture. Always got something for the culture. Okay. So,
Right.
shout out to the OG DJ Chili Chill. Our sister, support our sister. Okay, support our. Look, this is not easy. It's not an easy task. I know it. We make it look easy, but she juggling multiple things. So she need our support. We need her to be able to be in her best self to continue on with what we're doing with something. Because if we don't have this for the culture, they got something else for the culture. So,
hey, and we don't want the something else they got.
And
right,
support this platform. So
right, let's do that.
That's really it. That's what I got.
Right.
Well, and also support Do the Knowledge Radio because that's another outlet.
Right.
That is for our culture. Okay.
Right.
It has been for years.
Right.
So,
all y'all support this platform. Support this platform. Support this movement. Support the Put the Guns Down movement. Support any movement that's given consciousness.
Yes.
And conscious awareness. Support that. Support your communities. Support that. Support each other and just, man, to all the youth, just live, man.
Right.
Just live. Y'all can live just to live to see another day, another week, another month, another year. Just be smart. Don't be so quick. Don't be so hard-headed to pull out a gun and do something stupid. You don't have nothing to prove because at the end of the day, ain't no retirement for a gang member.
How about just be chill?
Ain't no EDD. Ain't no EDD. Ain't no SSI. Ain't no insurance. Ain't no nothing.
Right.
Banging, no checks. No, you don't get nothing. All you get is time wasted.
Right.
You either locked up, you crippled, or you dead What's your hood doing for you? You don't own nothing in the hood.
Okay.
You're claiming your hood, but your name ain't on nothing. If that's the case, why are you running from the police when the police come? Stand there. Stand there. Don't run and don't go nowhere. What you running for? You own, that's your hood, right? What you running for? So it's just, come on, man. It's just simple stuff. People make stuff more difficult than what they want, and stuff is really simple. They make it more harder, and it shouldn't have to be that. It should be simple.
Right.
Common sense is common sense, but people don't like to use common sense because they don't like being told what to do. But they're doing what their oppressors is telling them to do. But when it comes down to doing the right thing, they run from that.
Right.
Come on, man. Don't make no sense. Put the guns down, save a life. Let's save lives.
Right.
And for all y'all tuning in late, we're not saying we're against guns. We're against gun violence and people doing stupid stuff with guns and children getting guns into their hands, doing the wrong thing with it.
Right.
And senseless killing and all that stuff with the guns.
Right.
That's what we're against.
Exactly.
Racial discrimination. That's what we're against.
Yeah. Suicide missions. We're against that.
We're against. We would like to see people wake up, open their eyes, open their mindsets, learn, change their life. If you ain't doing nothing for your life right now, get up and start doing something for your life right now. Stop sitting around doing nothing or doing the same thing every single day but looking for a change. Change comes within you. You got to get out and go take it or go get it. It's not going to come to you. And if it comes to you, you got to be able to see it. You can't be brainwashed being somewhere else. That's why you got to be mentally tapped in. So when you see it, you know when to go get it, and then you know the difference between what's good, what's bad for you, and what's going to benefit you and what's going to go against you.
Amen.
Besides that, love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. And thank y'all for having me on the show. Bless both of y'all.
Thank you. Bless you too, Kay. And this has been the first installment of the special. I'm Jazzy J. This is Knowledge Born Allah, and y'all have a good night.
Right.
Thanks, y'all.
Yeah.
You know, introduce yourself, let them know what it's about,
Okay.
what you represent.
I'm Ramona Africa, Minister of Communication for the MOVE organization. I am the sole adult survivor of the May 13th, 1985 government bombing and murder of my family. I am a representative of the International Concerned Family Friends of Mumia. I'm a former political prisoner. I did 7 years in prison for surviving that massacre. But most importantly, I am a revolutionary disciple of John African, MOVE's founder. And I don't hesitate or back up or apologize for saying I am a revolutionary.
This time I'll follow the star. This time I'll follow the star. This time I'll follow the star. This time.
Nah, I ain't got a lot of views or a bunch of fake followers, that's not the move. But from the solid type, I'm approved. Stuff for who I'm comfortable. What I got to prove? Zach tried to warn me. Most were not before me. Won't like it or post a comment, but they watch his story. Might be yanking sleep, but they eyes beyond me. Won't believe till I'm on that podcast with Nori. Or Flat TV, next to Lazada BP. Envy ran me like See the God and Angela Yee. And got a nerve to tell me keep working. Like I don't know, they hope I fool, keep lurking. Creating my own wave, keep surfing. Spitting pain is a layup like G. Gervin. Big play for lyricism returning. So many accolades, P earned them. I can't accept it, tell them lay embedded. Just have my money straight, I ain't taking debit. They ain't gotta like me long as they respect it. Ain't no ones that fronted on me know that they regret it. I'm making way more noise than they expected. Control the game while they the contestants. Legendary King P's, and I'm here to make it great for MCs. Again, I chose to make a lane before I played the game. So never in jeopardy to gain a name. I knew the sun would shine for all the days of rain. I wish everybody would. Can y'all say the same? Unify, die, unify, die. Let's build each other up instead of crucify. Unify, die, unify, die. The best is yet to come. Follow the signs. Some just had the skill and some don't. Some will and some won't. But who am I to judge? Well respected and connected, making moves without a plug. Westbrook flows and boosts, I drop a triple dub. They hoping I lose, but they know how I move. Stand on my lonely, letting nothing hold me, showing I prove. Shine bright, me and this mic tight like Smokey and Cube. Stick together, these peasants don't want no smoke, keep it cool. Please advise them, stop imitating, I see them jotting. City on my back in this rain, I need no proxing. Lame taking they stuff, no need to mop them. Ain't fading PZ, ACDC, I keep it rocking. Grew up in the time when they was junior black mobbing. I was on the stoop wildin', bumping coochie rap bobbin'. For the rise, I see it vivid. Up the top, no need to script it. On my grind of reaching ticket, planes are stopping me, forget it. Jewel dropper, solid as a rock, I move proper. Got true honor, my word is my bond, superb with wordplay. I ain't got a curse when I rhyme, none before me, none to come. First of my kind, can't spin me with a 360, put way too many hours in. Time to strip in the city, babies need empowerment. Hurt me staying bottled in, murder rate towering. The game been in need of relief, is you following? I chose to make a lane before I played the game. So never in jeopardy to gain a name. I knew the sun would shine for all the days of rain. I wish everybody would. Can y'all say the same? Unify, die, unify, die. Let's build each other up instead of crucify. Unify, die, unify, die. The best is yet to come. Follow the signs.